Have you ever questioned whether it remains wise to travel after the age of 70? Although exploring new destinations and immersing oneself in different cultures is invigorating, significant dangers exist that many older travelers don't foresee until they're confronted by them firsthand. As we age, physical and mental changes can make travel more tiring, unpredictable, and potentially hazardous. While some individuals might assume they can maintain the same travel speed as they did in their youth, the truth is that traveling past the age of 70 presents specific difficulties. These challenges can transform what was meant to be a dream vacation into a stressful, potentially life-threatening situation. In this video, we'll discuss 5 critical reasons why traveling after reaching the age of 70 can be perilous, covering topics from unexpected health emergencies to concealed financial traps that could jeopardize your financial security. Each of these points will illuminate the obstacles seniors may encounter while traveling. By the conclusion of this video, you'll have a comprehensive understanding of why traveling at this stage of life demands extra vigilance, as well as guidance on ensuring safety if you decide to embark on a trip. Stay with us until the end, as the final reason we'll discuss is one that often escapes the thoughts of many seniors, despite being a common way to lose money, time, and peace of mind while traveling. Let's delve into the details. Firstly, consider the heightened health risks and potential medical emergencies. One of the primary worries when traveling beyond the age of 70 is the increased susceptibility to sudden health problems. As we grow older, our bodies become less predictable, and issues like heart disease, hypertension, and respiratory troubles can escalate into emergencies when least expected. While at home, medical assistance is easily accessible, but when traveling, especially in unfamiliar locales or abroad, obtaining the appropriate medical care can be far more complex. A minor health issue manageable at home can rapidly become severe, even life-threatening, if you're far from your trusted physician. For many seniors, the threat of a medical emergency isn't merely hypothetical but starkly real. Long flights can heighten the risk of blood clots, known as deep vein thrombosis, and high altitudes can strain the heart and lungs, notably for those with existing medical conditions. Furthermore, factors like dehydration or heat exhaustion can impact more severely in an unfamiliar climate. Seniors are also more susceptible to infections, meaning exposure to novel bacteria and viruses while traveling can result in unexpected ailments. Take the story of James, a 74-year-old with a passion for travel. He organized a cruise with his wife, believing it would be a serene method to visit new places without excessive physical exertion. However, on the trip's 4th day, he developed severe chest pain. While the ship's medical crew could offer basic assistance, James needed hospital care urgently. Given their location in the middle of the ocean, an emergency evacuation to the closest port was necessary, significantly delaying his treatment. Fortunately, he survived, but the ordeal was terrifying and taught him a hard lesson. A journey that was meant to be a dream turned into a nightmare, one that he later admitted could have been prevented had he evaluated the risks more thoughtfully. Another significant concern is medical insurance. Numerous seniors operate under the false assumption that their usual health insurance provides coverage wherever they travel, only to realize too late that they are not insured for medical treatments in another country. Without appropriate travel insurance, hospital stays, urgent surgeries, and even simple medications can lead to overwhelming expenses. Seniors often find themselves spending substantial sums out of pocket on essential health care while traveling abroad. So, if you're over 70 and planning a trip, it's crucial to take some preparatory steps. First, consult your doctor to conduct a thorough health evaluation, discussing any possible risks. Ensure you bring all necessary medications, thoroughly research the healthcare infrastructure in your planned location, and invest in comprehensive travel insurance that offers coverage for emergency evacuations and hospital stays. Being well prepared in terms of health can mean the difference between an enjoyable journey and a problematic one. Staying healthy is a vital element of enjoying life after 70, but medical concerns aren't the only potential travel hazards. Another significant issue is the increased exposure to infections and contaminants. One of the commonly overlooked risks of traveling after the age of 70 is heightened exposure to bacteria, viruses, and foodborne illnesses. Crowded airports, packed planes, public transport, and unfamiliar eateries present environments ripe for bacteria and viruses. While a minor cold or upset stomach might just be a nuisance for younger travelers, these infections can result in severe complications or hospitalizations for seniors, with long-term health consequences. A single trip might expose an elderly person to more illnesses than they would face over several months at home, and sometimes, their immune systems aren't strong enough to combat these. As people age, their immune systems naturally weaken, making recovery from infections more challenging. Respiratory illnesses, in particular, present a significant threat to older individuals. Research indicates that seniors are more susceptible to complications from the flu, pneumonia, and even common colds, especially when encountering new strains while traveling. Airplanes are especially notorious for germ proliferation, with passengers seated in close proximity, inhaling recycled air for extended periods. Additionally, airports are transit points for people from worldwide locations, increasing the likelihood of encountering unfamiliar viruses. Food and water safety pose further risks. Many travelers excitedly sample various cuisines, but for seniors, these unfamiliar ingredients, spices, and preparation styles can cause digestive troubles. Foodborne illnesses like norovirus, E. coli, and salmonella are more severe for older adults, potentially causing prolonged illness, dehydration, and a significantly weakened immune system. While locals might have immunity to certain bacteria in their water, travelers often lack this protection. Even something as minor as drinking tap water or eating a salad rinsed in local water can incite serious stomach ailments. Public toilets, hotel rooms, and rental cars are other places where germs tend to linger. Many assume a clean appearance signifies safety, but surfaces like door handles, seat belts, and tray tables typically aren't disinfected as often as needed. Seniors relying on mobility aids are even more at risk, as they frequently touch communal surfaces for support. So what can seniors do to safeguard themselves if travel is necessary? Extra precautions are crucial. Wearing a mask in crowded venues, consistently washing hands, and utilizing hand sanitizer can reduce the chance of picking up harmful germs. Drinking only bottled or filtered water, avoiding raw foods in unfamiliar settings, and sticking to fully cooked meals can help prevent foodborne sicknesses. For those traveling internationally, acquiring recommended vaccines and carrying essential medications for digestive or respiratory illnesses is advisable. It's feasible to maintain health while traveling, but it demands careful planning, attention, and a robust immune system. However, health risks aren't the only factors making travel burdensome after turning 70. There's another issue that affects not only health but also financial stability and mental peace. If you're still engaged with this video and find these insights useful, please comment with the number 2 below to let me know you're present. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest subscribing and enabling notifications so you don't miss any videos. Your support allows us to continue crafting content that informs and inspires. Now, let's advance to our next point: travel fatigue and recovery difficulties. Though traveling might appear thrilling, the physical toll on individuals over 70 can be more than anticipated. Extended flights, early morning check-ins, erratic schedules, and prolonged walking can result in overwhelming fatigue that's hard to shake off. Unlike in younger years when a night's rest would suffice, older adults often find this exhaustion persisting for days or weeks after a journey. When the body feels spent, everything else is affected: immune strength diminishes, coordination declines, and susceptibility to sickness or injury increases. A significant issue seniors face on the road is disrupted sleep. Sleeping in an unfamiliar bed, coping with noisy settings, or adjusting to new time zones can severely hamper rest. Lack of sleep doesn't just cause tiredness, it undermines mental acuity, weakens immunity, and can raise the risk of heart issues. Research indicates that seniors crossing several time zones struggle more with adaptation, leading to longer-lasting jet lag than expected. This enduring weariness can transform an otherwise delightful trip into an unenjoyable ordeal, leaving travelers feeling drained instead of refreshed. Physical strain is another concern. Prolonged sitting on a plane, bus, or train can leave muscles tight, joints swollen, and increase the risk of blood clot formation. For seniors with arthritis or circulation problems, these extended periods of inactivity during travel can result in discomfort that lingers post-trip. Upon reaching your destination, the exertion from activities like sightseeing, luggage handling, and keeping pace with planned events can quickly become overwhelming. An exciting holiday may unexpectedly turn into a challenge just to maintain energy levels. Consider Richard's example, a 75-year-old avid traveler. Post-retirement, he and his wife had prepared for a 2-week adventure abroad, expecting it to be as delightful as their previous excursions. However, following a 10-hour flight, maneuvering through a bustling airport, and adjusting to a 6-hour time shift, Richard felt drained before the journey truly began. By the trip's second day, he grappled with long walks, struggled to remain awake during tours, and required frequent rests. Just as he acclimated, it was nearly time to return, and the ensuing weeks were spent recovering rather than relishing memories of the trip. Another obstacle for seniors while traveling is maintaining their usual diet and hydration. Many locations offer unfamiliar dishes which can lead to digestive troubles, and staying properly hydrated is often neglected in the bustle. Dehydration by itself can cause exhaustion, dizziness, and confusion, turning even straightforward activities into challenges. Coupled with insufficient sleep and physical stress, it's easy to see why numerous seniors feel worse post-travel rather than revitalized. So what is the solution? If travel is unavoidable for seniors, it's important they take numerous precautions to ensure their well-being. Adequate rest days should be incorporated into their schedule to prevent fatigue, along with staying hydrated and avoiding tightly packed itineraries filled with continuous activities. Opting for shorter flights with layovers allows for movement, while packing healthy snacks and scheduling time for naps can significantly minimize exhaustion. Most importantly, understanding one's own limits and adjusting travel plans accordingly is essential, as vacations should be pleasurable experiences rather than events that lead to weeks of recovery. The physical strain of travel is a significant concern for older adults, but it is not the only risk involved. One of the primary dangers for travelers over 70 years old is the heightened likelihood of falls and injuries. With aging, natural declines in balance, reflexes, and bone density occur, making older individuals more prone to accidents. While a slight stumble at home may seem inconsequential, a fall in an unfamiliar environment can result in broken bones, extended hospital stays, or even lasting mobility issues. A single incident can drastically alter a senior's life, turning an intended leisure trip into a distressing and costly situation. Many elderly travelers may not fully appreciate how different travel settings can be compared to their usual surroundings. Accommodations such as hotels, cruise ships, and historic venues often feature uneven flooring, dimly lit staircases, or slippery surfaces, all of which increase the risk of falls. Additionally, certain destinations lack adequate accessibility features, making simple tasks like boarding a bus or walking on cobblestone streets unexpectedly hazardous. Furthermore, emergency medical services in many areas may not be as prompt or advanced as back home, meaning even minor injuries could take longer to treat, raising the likelihood of complications. Consider Linda's story, a 78-year-old woman who had always longed to visit Europe. Physically fit for her age, she was accustomed to walking in her neighborhood without issues. However, she found navigating Italy's steep and irregular streets more challenging than anticipated. One evening, as she stepped off a curb in a dim alleyway, she lost her balance and fell, fracturing her hip. She was immediately taken to a local hospital, where surgery was required. Not only did this incident force her to prematurely end her trip, but it also led to months of recovery upon returning home, transforming what was intended to be a dream vacation into an ordeal she wished she had avoided. Fatigue presents another major risk factor. Traveling often entails extended days, irregular eating schedules, and disrupted sleep patterns, all of which can negatively impact balance and coordination. Fatigued bodies react more slowly, increasing the chance of missteps or falls. Additionally, seniors with arthritis or joint issues might find extended walks through airports, train stations, or tourist sites lead to swelling and discomfort, further raising the risk of sudden instability. To mitigate these risks if travel cannot be avoided, seniors should choose destinations with excellent accessibility and avoid areas with hazardous uneven terrain. Always wearing suitable footwear is crucial. Walking aids, such as supportive shoes and walking sticks, together with ensuring ample rest, can make significant differences. Above all, understanding one's limits is paramount, as no vacation is worth endangering long-term mobility and independence. For those still engaged with this content, if you find these tips helpful, please comment with the number 4 below to let me know you're tuned in. If you haven't subscribed already, I encourage you to subscribe and enable notifications to stay updated with future insights. Your support enables us to continue producing high-quality content that aims to inform and inspire you. Now, let's shift our focus to number 5, travel insurance and financial risks. When those over 70 travel, an often overlooked hazard isn't just health-related but involves significant financial risks. Many older travelers believe they can fall back on their insurance or personal savings if an issue arises during their trip. However, the fact is that travel-related medical emergencies, trip cancellations, and even financial scams can deplete funds more rapidly than they might anticipate. For many older adults, a single unforeseen event can transform a well-orchestrated getaway into a financial predicament characterized by substantial expenses and the burden of stress. One of the most significant financial threats is medical care abroad. Many seniors are unaware that their usual health insurance frequently does not cover treatments in foreign countries. This implies that if they become ill or have an accident while traveling, they could face substantial medical expenses that run into thousands of dollars. Even in countries where medical care is less expensive, emergency medical evacuations, such as airlifting to an appropriate medical facility, can cost tens of thousands of dollars. Without adequate travel insurance, seniors might find themselves having to choose between settling an exorbitant bill or going without crucial medical care. Then there's the problem of trip cancellations. Seniors often arrange travel plans months in advance, believing they'll remain in good health by the time of the trip. Yet, life is unpredictable, and health issues can arise unexpectedly, necessitating the delay or complete cancellation of the journey. Sadly, numerous airlines, hotels, and cruise lines enforce stringent refund policies that aren't accommodating of last-minute cancellations, resulting in substantial financial losses if plans change. Without suitable trip insurance, recouping those expenses can become extraordinarily challenging. In addition to medical expenses and cancellations, another critical financial risk involves scams and fraud. Older travelers are commonly targeted by scammers who exploit tourists using methods like counterfeit taxi services, inflated charges for basic goods, or complex schemes to acquire credit card details. Many scammers target older adults who appear unfamiliar with their new environment, understanding that they are less likely to recognize a scam while it's taking place. In certain situations, fraudsters offer bogus vacation deals that are ultimately just costly traps. Take, for example, the story of George, a 76-year-old who had always been prudent with his finances. Planning a dream vacation to a tropical destination, he meticulously saved for each aspect of the trip. However, upon arrival, he discovered that the hotel he'd booked was fictitious. He had fallen victim to an online scam and his funds had vanished. With no accommodations, George had to urgently find another hotel, paying twice what he had planned merely to secure a place to stay, turning what should have been a relaxing getaway into a nerve-wracking financial disaster that haunted him even upon his return home. So, how can seniors safeguard themselves? First, it's crucial to verify if your health insurance covers international travel. If it does not, investing in a robust travel insurance policy that covers medical emergencies and cancellations is advisable. Secondly, when planning trips, it is wise to engage only with reputable companies and be wary of deals that appear unrealistically advantageous. Lastly, exercise heightened caution with finances while traveling. Avoid carrying large sums of cash, be careful about who accesses your credit card information, and never blindly trust strangers. Taking personal financial details into account, although traveling can be exhilarating, the financial risks reinforce the notion that heightened vigilance is necessary after the age of 70. Unexpected expenses, the risk of monetary loss through scams, and the unpredictability of health-related emergencies transform travel into a gamble not all seniors are willing to undertake. However, does this imply one should abandon travel entirely? Not necessarily. In summary, we've examined 5 key reasons why traveling beyond the age of 70 involves considerable risks often overlooked until they become a reality. Health crises, injuries, fatigue, infections, and financial pitfalls each have the potential to turn a restful vacation into an overwhelming or even hazardous ordeal. Travel appears to be a thrilling way to enjoy retirement, but the truth is that past a certain age, it demands much more thorough planning, caution, and vigilance than it did in earlier years. Does this mean seniors should forego traveling altogether? Not at all. It simply signifies that individuals over 70 need to modify their travel strategies. Instead of enduring exhausting long-haul flights, tense tours, and risky locations, opting for nearby, safer choices that don't physically overburden the body may be wiser. Exploring local attractions, opting for shorter trips, or selecting destinations offering easy access to medical care can significantly enhance safety and enjoyment. Travel should enhance one's life, not introduce problems that persist well beyond the journey. If you or a loved one is contemplating travel after 70, take a moment to assess potential challenges. Is your health stable to withstand the journey? Do you have appropriate travel insurance to shield against financial risks? Have you selected a destination that is safe and convenient given your needs? Despite not being the most thrilling considerations, addressing these questions sincerely might avert unnecessary difficulties in the future. Ultimately, longevity is about more than merely adding years. It's about ensuring those years are enriched with quality, independence, and tranquility. If bypassing unnecessary travel contributes to better health and safety, then reevaluating the risk before booking the next journey is prudent. Thank you for tuning in today. We invite you to leave a comment below, sharing a key takeaway from today's discussion and how it might influence your future actions. Your feedback is greatly valued, so feel free to contribute. Your comments provide us with significant motivation and encouragement. If you found this video informative and helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support enables us to continue producing content that informs and inspires you. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to presenting more content soon.